Oh, man. Well, I don't know how good the video is going to be right here. I'm just sitting here in my den right now, getting ready to just shut it down for the night, I guess, in just a little while. Thought I would jump in and chat a little bit if anybody is in there wanting to chat. Um, it's kind of, well, my hair looks bad this time of the night. uh, I, am just glad I have some left. That's the main thing. But uh, just thought I would pop in here and see if anybody pops in to talk to me or chat with me. Had a busy week. I ran 3 days myself this week, and I was so I had to get back into the driving mode. I don't know if I'm going to be better here or better over here at the other spot. I don't know where the light hits me good or not. Let me kind of reposition myself a little bit. Oops, get over here, my wife's chair. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably look a little bit better on this one. I guess if I can look better at all, especially this time of the night. Yeah, I've been busy this week. Had to substitute drive a little bit because of the fact that one of my driver's mother passed away. So I had to run out of Savannah, although they let me run it sort of backwards because it's a Savannah to Charlotte. They let me run it from Charlotte to Savannah, and kind of did they did me a favor like that, and that's a good thing. I mean, it's a good company, and they're able to accommodate me. Of course, I do have some seniority with them. They know that I work hard, and I try to keep everybody rocking and rolling. You know, when you maintain a fleet of 30 something trucks with them, they they work hard with you, trying to keep everything rolling. I'm moving a lot of freight for them, so doing a lot of miles, a lot of freight. So that's one way to look at it. It's tit for tat. Everybody has to help each other out. So it's a good occupation. It's a good occupation, and I'm needing some more good drivers in the Savannah area. So if you see anybody that needs a good job, you know, you let me know. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down or whatever. If I can get a response from somebody, I need to get. Now this is a single operation run. I only run single operation. I don't run teams. There's a lot of teams out there, but I don't run teams. I've been with them 32 years, so I've kind of gotten away from the team runs. I've had them in the past. It's not my preference as a contractor because of the fact that there's a lot more situations that I don't want to deal with a team. I mean, when you're running teams and you got trucks that are 2,000 miles away, and if you have an issue with that, that's a lot harder to deal with as a contractor than a truck that's 300 miles away. I mean, usually most of my trucks only get no more than 300 miles away. So within 300 miles, I can get we have our own wrecker, our own shop, and I can get in a truck and go get that within a reasonable amount of time. So that's my preference, and I keep my costs lower too by having my own shop and having my own mechanics and those sort of situations. Because in the trucking world, you're at the mercy uh, of these shops, whether it's a brand new truck or whatever. You can be at the mercy of these shops because they are going to work at their schedule. They're not going to work necessarily at your schedule. So if you have a truck that goes down, and even these new ones, they go down. The new ones, and in some cases, I feel like these new ones, they've with all this emissions that they made them go with, they have actually uh, really put on a lot more problems in the trucking world than we used to have. I mean, I've been at it, like I said, I with FedEx, FedEx RPS. I've been with it 32 years. Prior to that, I was in the trucking business with Carolina Freight, and so I've got almost 50 years experience in the trucking industry. And uh, and those of you that don't know my age, I'm old. uh, my birthday this year, I'll be 68. So I'm getting some age on me, but I'm still enjoying it. I've been out here as long as most people uh, do this, but it's been a good profession for me. It's awarded me in a lot of ways. I enjoy it, uh, but I work it. I'm still, like I said, here it is. What time is it? 11:45 at night. I'm still working my job right now because I have trucks. I have, let's see, how many have I got running tonight? I got one, two, three, four, five, six. I got six trucks running right now at this very moment. And then and then all during the night, I'll have more that come online. Let's see if I got six. I'm gonna get one, two, three. I got seven. I got seven trucks running right now. I have to think, but I'll have as the night goes on, more will start coming online too. I've got some that start up. I have one, two, three that start up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'll at that point, then I'll have about 10 trucks on the road, and then all through the morning, I'll more and more will jump in there, and then any one time I'll have is probably 20 something trucks out on the road at one time. So it's a job. It's a job, and I have to keep up with these drivers, make sure that they're doing their paperwork right, make sure they're you know checking the trucks out right, making sure that uh, just just minute details are taken care of. You'd be surprised how much behind the scenes work that we have to do as contractors. But it's still a pretty good job. I mean, I'm sitting here in my den and I'm working. Hey, trucker daddy. Uh, hey, Brian. How are you this morning, Brian? See what I recommend folks and kind of. Okay, yeah. Hey, you build it. Yeah. Well, I've had a big pain in the ass potential for years. I've been keeping up with that for years. Trucker Daddy, I don't know. Uh, I'm not trying to be dumb about your status now. Do you have your CDLs that are good for the United States? Because I don't know, but I would, if I were you, I would check with some of the contractors that we got in Maine and Connecticut and the New York area and stuff like that. If you're in Quebec, I would say you're not too far from them, and there are plenty of contractors that could probably put you on in that area and not have you too far from home. So, uh, and of course, FedEx is in Canada too. I don't know what the line haul does in Canada. I mean, I know they've got. I'm not certain about what all they have in Canada, but I know we've had Canada since it was RPS way back in the late '80s. I remember when they brought on some Canadian terminals and everything. Okay. at Bangor, Maine. Okay, well that would be good right there. Yeah, if you got somebody at Bangor, Maine, that'll be real close to Quebec, and as far as the United States is. But there's like I said, there should be some Canadian contractors too. I don't know what uh, places we have in Canada, but I know they used to have. I mean, like I said, I haven't kept up with the Canadian aspect of FedEx as far as FedEx Ground is concerned. So I couldn't tell you right there, but it definitely would be some place to check out. Yeah, that's interesting. Now, Ryan, are you with? Okay, say Class One manual air brakes. Yeah, yeah, I would look up FedEx in Canada if you want to do that. And then, like I said, if somebody's over in Bangor, Maine, I don't know how far you live from Bangor, Maine, but I know you're closer to Bangor, Maine than you are with me at North Carolina. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, and also I have trucks in Savannah, Georgia. I used to have them in Greensboro. We made a decision to sell off about six of our runs out of Greensboro and eliminate that terminal aspect this year. Okay. Well, now that answers the question. Yeah, that I would definitely check into it because we're in peak season right now, and we are definitely. Uh, well, I bet you, like I said, if, if Bangor, Maine is only 4 hours away, you could probably make the trip over and hook up with a contractor without much problem at all. Because we are definitely it's Katie bar the door right now. I mean, we're doing all we can do. We're working 6 and 7 days a week. I mean, we're working our drivers till they drop almost. It's there's no lack of work right now, especially right now. Of course, you see me yawn there, guys. I'm I'm gonna stay in here as long as I can. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, that will happen, Brian. We we are so swamped right now. I mean, I've heard tales of these guys having 130 stops on their truck, and they just physically can't get that everything off. And I actually had that same issue this week with a FedEx shipment myself. I actually being privy to some inside information. I was able to contact the local terminal up here and find out and track it and everything. They said, and they apologized. They said, "Mr. Jones, we're sorry." He said, uh, we've had so many that had to be returned back to the terminal because we physically can't get them all off. I mean, that's how bad freight is. Well, it's bad and it's good. If you're in the freight delivery business and you're wanting to make money, that's good. If you're in the receiving end of it and you're wanting your package, it's bad. But it's we're getting almost to a bottleneck on certain things, or I mean, it's or gridlock, you might say. This time of year is so busy, and we've had to. I have trucks that go to Lexington, Virginia, and bring back Charlotte loads out of Pennsylvania every day, and they've had to divert them to Greensboro because the capacity of the Charlotte hub has gotten overwhelmed, and we're running more packages through the hub than's ever been done. So we definitely are busy, busy, busy. This has been one of the busiest years I can remember. Yeah, that's exactly right. You build it. Every little package van you'll see at this point right now. Every rental company out there, Penske, U-Haul, budget. Every one of them, every single truck they've got will be rented till the end of the month. I guarantee it. Yeah, unfortunately, the only ones that are guaranteed, Brian, are the FedEx overnight packages. And the problem we got with the situation now, and a lot of people track them, and and I track them too. I mean, you go online, you get something from Amazon, and Amazon will show you the tracking, and you can track it, and it'll tell you what truck it's on and everything else. But when it comes to being a uh, physical impossibility to get these packages out, and that's what happens. And like I said, here I am, a FedEx contractor, and I order a lot of things through my business and personal and whatever. And I had some of my own personal shipments that were delayed this week, and they just couldn't physically get it out. It was a chair that we had a chair that we'd ordered from my wife's office, and the guy that I knew the guy. He said, "Mike," I said, "I'm sorry." He said, "We just physically didn't have the capacity to get it out." And and you've got to a huge imagine a huge traffic jam where there's no one person that's responsible for that traffic jam, unless maybe it's a wreck or something like that. But I mean, you can get into just traffic jams thereself that has no reason other than there's just too many vehicles trying to get in that system. And that's what we're getting with the packages. I mean, the packages themselves. Uh, okay, you're supposed to get a package tomorrow. The tracking shows them still in Greenville, South Carolina. Well, I tell you, you'd be surprised. And you were talking about diverting it. See, and that's what we've had to do. We've had because, and you're talking about the one in Greenville. It could have been diverted to our Spartanburg. They got what they call an OTC place in Spartanburg that carries a lot of specialized uh, packages, and it's more automated than others, and they can ramp up quicker than other places. And we built an OTC in Savannah, Georgia, too, and these type operations are ramping up more and more, all within the FedEx system, and they can handle the influx of more volume than other terminals can. I don't know. I'm not the logistics guy in that, but there's a lot of that going on. Okay, if you had one that came out of Kannapolis, it probably went through SmartPost. I know that firsthand because I do a lot of SmartPost uh, out of Kannapolis, Concord, Kannapolis area, and that's yeah. Unfortunately, you're gonna the deliveries are going to be slowing down, and no, we're delivering on Saturdays. You can still get deliveries on Saturdays with FedEx and UPS and every one of them is delivering. And you're going to see eventually you'll see some delivering on Sunday. That's what they're going to end up going to. I mean, the competition out there for this, especially in peak seasons, is going to be Sunday delivery also. Yeah, we deliver on Saturdays. FedEx Ground delivers on Saturdays. Yeah, Smart Post is part of FedEx. Just to let you know about that. Yeah, Smart Post was bought out by FedEx about 6 or 7 years ago. Yeah, the post office does deliver Amazons on Sunday also. and I've gotten a lot of Sunday deliveries. Yeah, me. Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm getting. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know why it would go from Charlotte. No, it's going to where, Brian? What's the final destination? Oh, Colorado. Okay, in Colorado. I can't understand why it would go to Mississippi. I mean, New Orleans. So it went from Kannapolis to mid Charlotte, North Carolina Center to New Orleans. Now, is that something going through Smart Post, or is that something? What was it? An Amazon shipment, or was it what kind of shipment was it, Brian? Okay, it's a flat rate USPS box. Okay, well, yeah. Now that was going through Smart Post, and if it was UPS, I mean, not USPS, and it's going through FedEx via them, then that's going Smart Post. But they still would have run that ground. They should have run that ground to Colorado. Huh. President Bush passed away. Okay. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, he lived a good long life. No, if it's not in the Denver area by now, you're not going to get it tomorrow. That's for sure. I wouldn't expect it. You'll be surprised how some of the tracking is off sometimes. I had a shipment. Well, I'll tell you what it was. I bought me a new mini Mac Apple computer, and I'd bought my wife one, and I liked it. And I said, "Well, I'm gonna get me one too." And I ordered it, and it wasn't supposed to get here till this past Monday, and we actually got it uh, like the previous Thursday. So it actually came in about 3 or 4 days early. So you'd be surprised one way or the other. It'll do it. Yeah, that's true. I mean, usually when they an older couple like that, when they lose their mate, it's hard to hang on. I think. Yeah, it just depends on the logistics, and you'll sometimes you'll get them early, sometimes you'll get them late. I mean, it's a I mean, if you were to ever see the inside workings of the UPS or FedEx or Smart Post and all this, you would be amazed that we can even get the packages the way we do, and or even Amazon. I'm privy to all of those. I've been in the trucking business, and I have a contract with Amazon, and I have my major contract with FedEx. So I'm privy to a lot of that inside information and seen so much of this go on. It's amazing. Yeah, all these major hubs, like in for us and uh, with FedEx Air Express, and Memphis is the big one. We got big ones in Louisville, Kentucky. You've got big ones. Greensboro's got a huge facility for FedEx Ground. We're over capacity in Charlotte. Charlotte is overwhelmed. We need probably 3 times the space that we got. And they're speaking of other. Well, they just opened up the new one in Concord, hopefully to have relieved it. And when you're speaking of Charlotte, we got a hub in Charlotte, and then we got satellite terminals in Fort Mill, and then one in Concord. So we've got 3 terminals within 15 miles of each direction of the major hub down there where the line hauls run. So it's pretty large right now. Yeah, these hubs it will blow your mind, and it blows your mind how quickly that they're expanding some of this too. I mean, we've gone from one terminal. We've gone from one terminal down at Savannah. Now we have four terminals, and they just built a brand new one. And this brand new one is it's nice, but I already see it being too small already from knowing what the capacity and everything, what it takes to do these things. Well, guys, I'm gonna jump off of here before I talk all night long because I could. I enjoy chatting with everybody. I enjoy seeing everybody jump in here and stuff like that. But I'll see y'all later. I'm gonna try to get a little bit of napping in before before the phone starts ringing again because it will. Trust me, I'll be getting phone calls. I'm surprised I didn't get some uh, during all the conversation. Y'all take care, guys, and I'll see y'all at another time. Enjoy the chatting.